Hello, I'm Dr. Catherine Koss, Superintendent of Wyandotte Public Schools.
And I'm Mike Swickey, School Board President for Wyandotte Schools.
We're here to share some exciting information that's going to be coming your way in February.
This is exciting. We found ourselves in a position to do much upgrading and get a lot of things done for the schools without any increase to the taxpayer. What type of things are we talking about? 5
areas, the first of which is technology. The second is energy efficiency matters. The third is going to be in the area of safety and security, followed by additions to some of our schools, and last but not least, some extracurricular and athletic enhancements. So we're going to share some more information with you about what those enhancements are going to look like. Even though our schools have a number of safety measures in each one of them, we want to add an additional layer of safety. That includes visitors going to the main office once they buzz in. So people will come to the main door, they're going to bring a buzzer, which will give access right to the main office. And then once you have access to the main office, you'll come to the main counter, you'll sign in, then be given access to the rest of the school through the door there. Unlike Wilson, here at Jefferson, the main office is a long way away from the main doors, and there's no guarantee a visitor is going to go to the main office and check in. That means once the person comes through the front doors, they have access to all of our hallways and classrooms. Proficient use of technology is a skill we want for all of our students. Past bond issues have allowed us to put smart boards in many of our classrooms, as well as put iPads in the hands of many of our elementary school students. This bond will let us do the next phase, which includes having more iPads in our elementaries, as well as touchscreen computer labs like the one you see behind me. This will enable us to also meet our state testing requirements, where students are going to be taking yearly tests on computers. Here we are at Roosevelt Field. You'll see our press box and our bleachers. Our bleachers were installed 25 years ago. We also have the field where our student athletes compete, as well as our marching band and many community members. That was done 12 years ago, and it has a life expectancy of 10 years. So it's in need of repair and replacement. Another benefit of the bond is being able to make our bleachers ADA compliant. You'll see the stairways, which is great for many of our community members, but those who have wheelchairs or walkers are not able to go in the stands and see our student athletes compete. There are some tennis courts right here. There's 5 of them, but they're old, there's cracks. We cannot use them for our competitions with our tennis players. The gym classes can use them, but there's only 5. So what our vision is to create 4 courts, also to include bleachers in the middle so spectators can see and watch. These would also have the advantages of being lit. Having an office nearby, I can't tell you how many times I see people playing tennis. There's even a net up now because people like to play tennis even in the winter. And so to the community, they could go to a light pole and activate a timer and turn the lights on for an hour and a half, 2 hours. Use it anytime. These would be an additional 4 courts. That way we could host teams and have them compete on our property versus having to go to the city. They would also be accessible for our PE classes. This is just one example of the building improvements we'd like the bond to address. You'll see the window to my left has a seal that has failed, therefore the window is all cloudy. Students cannot look out. It's not energy efficient. We'd like to replace the windows at Garfield as well as Washington to make them more energy efficient and aesthetically pleasing for our students. Our heating facilities are aging, and they're at the point where they're more expensive to repair than to replace. In replacing them, the bond will let us also realize some energy efficiency cost savings. Standing in the parking lot of Wilson Middle School, as you can see, it's in need of being replaced. It represents the condition of many of our parking lots around our school facilities. The bond will provide for each parking lot to be milled down and resurfaced. Other items included in the scope of work include energy efficient roofs, secure doors in our classrooms, as well as work on the ceilings. Standing here at Washington Elementary, where we have proposed one of 2 site additions. The other is going to be at Wilson. What we'd like to do is add a first floor cafeteria, because right now students at Washington eat lunch on the 2nd floor. That's problematic for food service to carry all the food and beverages upstairs, but also for our students who cannot navigate stairs well. What we'd like to do is put an addition of a cafeteria right where you see behind me, which will serve our students as well as our facilities much better. Another provision in the bond is for a facilities addition at Wilson Middle School. Right behind me is where we would like to have a multi-purpose room added so that it will provide for additional PE space for students as well as after-school activities like cheerleading and wrestling. So you may be wondering, when will all this work happen if the bond is successful on February 24th? And you will see changes immediately. We have a fair number of projects we can begin in the spring of 2015. A lot of work is going to take place in the summer of 2015 when our students are not in session. It will all be wrapped up by the fall of 2016.
So we need your help. We need you to vote on February 24th for this bond issue. There will be no increase in what you're paying now. Good development for the community, good for the students, good for businesses, good for the entire district, good for the city. Again, it's not going to cost you any more than you're paying right now. So please get out and vote on February 24th. Thank you.